Donald Trump's federal election subversion case heads to the U.S. Supreme Court this week, where the justices will hear the former president's arguments that he enjoys absolute immunity from any criminal prosecution for actions taken as president. Trump has repeatedly claimed, both through his lawyers and himself, that a president must have full immunity in order to avoid politically motivated prosecutions, an assertion that may energize his supporters but has been roundly rejected by the courts. In December, the federal judge overseeing the case wholly denied Trump's immunity claims, stating in her opinion that former presidents enjoy no special conditions on their federal criminal liability. The federal appeals court upheld that ruling, saying in the opinion, "For the purpose of this criminal case, former President Trump has become Citizen Trump, with all of the defenses of any other criminal defendant. But any executive immunity that may have protected him while he served as president no longer protects him against this prosecution." Now, the 9 justices on the nation's highest court, 3 of whom were appointed by Trump himself, are poised to rule in a case with grave implications for not only Trump, but any future president. Here are 3 things to watch for as oral argument gets underway this week. Should Trump be immune from criminal prosecution, and who gets to decide? Among Trump's core arguments is that the US Constitution only gives Congress, not the courts, the authority to sit in judgment over his official acts. In other words, Trump argues that only Congress is able to legally convict him through the impeachment process, which we know Trump has undergone 2 times, but has been acquitted by the Senate in both instances. Trump's lawyers have cited the impeachment judgment clause as the foundation for their claims, according to their brief, which states that the Constitution confirms that current and former presidents are immune from criminal prosecution for official acts. Their case also relies heavily on Nixon v. Fitzgerald, where the Supreme Court ruled in a case about President Nixon that the president is entitled to immunity from civil liability about official presidential responsibilities. Establishing criminal immunity as part of that protection, as Trump's brief argues, would align with that 1982 ruling, but the Supreme Court has never touched on that argument before this week. How broad will the justices go? The question before the court in this case is whether, and if so, to what extent does a former president enjoy presidential immunity from criminal prosecution for conduct alleged to involve official acts during his tenure in office? A broad approach to answering that question could have terrifying implications, as former New York prosecutor Bennett Gershman told Salon. Any inquiries from the justices that seem to go beyond answering the question before the court could cue us into the scope of the court's potential ruling. If the court fully embraces Trump's absolute immunity claims, special counsel Jack Smith argues that would free the president from virtually all criminal law, even crimes such as bribery, murder, treason, and sedition. How will the outcome of this argument impact Trump's broader legal fights? A ruling in favor of Trump's dangerous claims, Jack Smith says, would upset the separation of powers and usher in a regime that would have been anathema to the framers. In addition to directly impacting Trump's federal election subversion case, the Supreme Court's eventual ruling could also affect the other ongoing criminal suits against the former president, especially those in Florida and Georgia that have not gone to trial yet. Trump's appeal and absolute immunity claims have already delayed and halted proceedings in this federal January 6 case, which was originally scheduled to go to trial on March 4th. If the court fully rejects Trump's claims and affirms the D.C. Circuit's ruling that Trump is not absolutely immune, the case will go back down to the district court level and proceed to a trial. If the court rules that Trump is immune for certain official acts outlined in his indictment, a trial could still take place regarding Trump's unofficial private conduct involving his attempts to overturn the 2020 election. Thanks for watching Democracy Docket. If you want to stay up to date on the latest voting and election news in the courts, make sure to subscribe to our newsletters. You can click the link on the screen or in the description of this video. I'm Sophie, and I'll see you next time.